السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم إلى قناتي. معكم أخوكم أبو جندل. أهلا بكم. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to my Arabic learning channel. With you is a brother Abu Jandal. Today we're going to continue with our Arabic grammar book النحو الواضح لمرحلة الابتدائية for the beginners. So in the last episode we had completed al-fa'il, the subject of a sentence, where we explained that al-fa'ilu اسم مرفوع تقدمه فعل ودل على الذي فعل الفعل. That is al-fa'ilu, the subject of a sentence, اسم مرفوع, it is a nominative noun being preceded by a verb. It's a nominative noun, it carries dhamma at the end and it comes after the verb of the sentence, and also it indicates the performer of the action. Today we're going to be looking at another aspect of the grammar, which is al-maf'ul bih, which is the object of a sentence. The last, al-fa'ilu, the subject, performer of the action, and al-maf'ul bih means the receiver of the action that is being performed, the sufferer of the action. We have with us al-amthila, examples. The first example is shadda tilmizu al-habla. The pupil fastened, tightened the rope. Number two, tawatil bintu al-thawba. The girl folded the shirts or the clothes. Then we have akala dhi'bu al-kharufa. The ram, or the wolf ate the ram. Then we have yarbahu sabiqu jaizatan. The winner and a gift. The winner of a competition and a gift. Number five, yaswidu thalabu dajajatan. The fox hunts hen. The fox hunts a hen. Lastly, we have yabi'ul qassabu al-lahma. The butcher or the meat man sells the meat. Now we have al-bahthu, the detailed explanation of this topic. Research. كل جملة من الجمل السابقة مركبة من فعل واحد ومن اسمين. All of this, the above sentences, the examples we have read above, all of them contain two nouns and a verb. All of them contain a verb and two nouns. If you go through the examples above, you see that each of them contain two nouns and just a single verb. Al-ismu al-awwalu, the first noun we can see in the above examples, huwa alladhi sammaynahu fa'ilan. It is the one we have named in the past lesson to be fa'il, the subject of the sentence. لأن الفعل صدر عنه, because the action comes from him. He is the performer of the action. وإذا بحثنا في الأمثلة الثلاثة الأولى, and if we look through the first three examples, رأينا أن الاسم الثاني في كل مثال. We will see that the second noun in each of the examples, which is al-habla, al-thawba, al-khuruf. Al-habla, the rope, al-thawba, the shirt or the clothes, al-khurufa, the ram. We see that each of these nouns, huwa alladhi waqa'a al-fi'lu alayhi, they are the receiver of the actions. Again, we mentioned that in each of the sentences, the first three sentences here, each of them have two nouns and a verb. The first noun is the performer of the action that we term as the fa'il, the subject, and the second nouns are the receivers of the actions. فالفعل وهو الشد الذي حصل من التلميذ. The action, which is the tightening or the fastening, which comes from the pupil. What we say, shadda tilmizu al-habla. The pupil fastened or tightened the rope. The action of tightening comes from the pupil. Waqa'a al-habl. But it fell on the rope. The rope was the receiver of the action. وَالطَّيُّ الَّذِي فَعَلَتْهُ الْبِنْتُ وَقَعَ عَلَى الثَّوْبِ. And the folding that this girl came up with also fell on the cloth. The cloth was the receiver of the action of folding. وَالْأَكْلُ الَّذِي صَدَرَ عَنِ الذِّئْبِ وَقَعَ عَلَى الْخَرُوفِ. And the action of eating, which was performed by the wolf, was on the ram. The ram was the receiver of the action. The ram was the sufferer of the action. Therefore, fatilmizu, walbintu, wadhibu, these three nouns, at-tilmizu, the pupil, al-bintu, the girl, al-dhibu, the wolf, all of these three, kullu wahidin min hadhihi fa'ilun, all of them are the fa'il, the subject, the performer of the action. Wal habla, and also the rope, والثوب, the clothes, والخروف, and also the ram, كل واحد من هذه وقع عليه الفعل. Each one of these is the one that received the action. The action it was performed against them. ويسمى, and they are called مفعولا به. The name is called مفعول به. وكذلك يقال في بقية الأمثلة. And this explanation is also practicable. It also goes for the remaining examples. In the remaining examples, we are also going to see that they contain two nouns and a verb. The first noun is the performer of the action, and the second noun is the receiver of the action. The performer of the action is called the fa'il, subject, and the receiver is called the maf'ulun bih, the object of the sentence. كل واحد وكذلك يقال في بقية الأمثلة وإذا تأملنا أواخر الأسماء التي تدل على المفعول به وجدناها منصوبا. If we ponder over the last or the ending of these nouns that we term as the maf'ul bih, the object of the sentence, we'll find out that all of them are ending in the accusative case. What we mean by the accusative case is when a word, a noun, ends with fatha. We see that from the first example we said shaddat tilmidhu, the pupil tightened al-habla, not al-hablu, because al-habla is the maf'ul bihi. It is the one that is receiving the action, therefore it is in the accusative case as the maf'ul bihi. The same goes for al-thawba in the example 2, also ending with fatha. Al-kharufa, the same thing in all of the examples. Therefore, the al-qaida, the rule number 8, it says al-maf'ul bihi ismun mansubun waqa'a alayhi fa'ilul fa'il. Al-maf'ul bihi, the object is defined as ismun mansubun, a noun in this accusative case ending with fatha, waqa'a alayhi fa'ilul fa'il, that the action of the subject fell on. It is the receiver of the action that is being performed by the subject. So there is a difference between the object and the subject. The subject is the performer of the action and it ends in the nominative case with dhamma, while the object is the receiver of the action and it ends in accusative case with fatha. Let's solve the following tamrinat in order to understand better this topic. Tamrin al-awwal, the first exercise, the instruction says istakhrij al-maf'ul bihi min al-jumal al-atiya, bring out the objects from the following sentences. Number 1, we have mazzaqa al-gulamu al-waraqa, the boy tore up the sheet or the paper. The boy tore up the paper. So who performed the action? It's al-gulam. Who is the receiver? Al-waraq. So al-waraqa, we can see it is ending with fatha. It is the object, the maf'ulun bih. So we bring it out, and number 1, the first maf'ulun bih we have here is al-waraqa. Al-waraqa. Number 2, we have halabatil fatatu al-baqarata. The girl, the young girl, milked the cow. She milked the cow. So who came up with the action of milking? It is the girl. And al-baqarata is the receiver of the action. Therefore it ends with fatha. It is the maf'ulun bih. We bring it out. Next we have ayqadha ar-ra'du an-na'ima. The thunder woke the sleeper, the one that is sleeping. The thunderstorm woke up the sleeping person. So an-na'ima is the receiver of the action. Therefore we bring it out, an-na'ima. Next we have akal al-himaru al-fula. The donkey ate the beans. Who is the receiver of the action? The beans is the receiver of the action. So we'll bring it out al-ful. We can see it ends with fatha, al-fula. Next we have sana an-najaru kursiyan. The carpenter produced a chair. The chair is the maf'ulun bih. We'll bring it out. Number 6, rama sayyadu ash-shamaka. The hunter casted the net. The hunter of fish casted the net. Therefore we have ash-shabakata as the maf'ulun bih. We bring it out. That's why it's ending in this accusative case of fatha. Hope you are following, mashallah. Next we have tabakhat al-mar'atu at-ta'ama. Good. The woman cooked the food. What is the receiver of the action? At-ta'am. At-ta'ama is the maf'ulun bih. Lastly, we have absara ar-rajulu al-hilala. The man sighted the crescent. The crescent is the receiver of the action of sighting. Therefore, al-hilala is the maf'ulun bih. That is why it is ending with fatha. That is all for this exercise. Let's move on to Tamrin al-Thani, which is the next exercise. The instruction says, ضع الأسماء الآتية في جمل بحيث يكون كل واحد منها مفعولا به. All of the following words below, put them in a sentence and make sure they are serving as the maf'ulun bih, as the object of the sentence, the receiver of the action. Therefore, they will surely end with fatha at the end as the accusative case. The first one we have here is Athorban, which means the serpent, the snake. I can say, to put it in the accusative case, I can say Qatala Muhammadun Athobana. Muhammad killed the snake. So the snake is serving as the object of the sentence and it ends with fatha. The next we have An-Nafidata. I can say Wallaqatil Ghulamu An-Nafidata. The boy closed the window. So An-Nafidata is coming as the maf'ulun bih. The next we have Al-Hida'a, which is shoe. We can say Sana al-Hadha'u al-Hida'a. The cobbler produced a shoe. Al-Hida'a maf'ulun bih. The next we have Kitaban. I can say Ishtara Aliyun Kitaban. Ali bought a book. So Kitaban is coming as the maf'ulun bih. The next we have Al-Hadiqata, which is garden. I can say Ba'at-Tajiru Al-Hadiqata. The trader bought a garden. The trader bought a garden. The next we have Al-Balah. Al-Balah simply means the unripe date fruits. We can say Akala Rajulu Al-Balaha. The man ate the unripe dates. And next we have Al-Faros. Al-Faros simply means mare. So we can say this mare, we can say Ishtara Aliyun Al-Farasa. Ali bought the mare. And lastly we have Al-Ma, water. I can say Sharibatil Ummu Al-Ma. The mother drank the water. We can see in all of these sentences we have listed out all these words are serving as the maf'ulun bih, and maf'ulun bihi is ismun mansubun waqa'a alayhi fi'l fa'il. It is the nouns in the accusative case that receive the action of the fa'il, that is the subject of the sentence. So let's move on to Tamrinul Thalis, the third exercise. The instruction says ضع مفعولا به مناسبا لكل جملة من الجمل الآتية. Place an appropriate maf'ulun bih, an appropriate object in the following sentences. The following sentences require an appropriate what? Object. So let's put them. The first is akal al-qittu. The cat ate. What can we say? We can say akal al-qittu al-lahma. The cat ate the meat. Al-lahma, the meat. So the meat is the maf'ulun bih. It ends with fatha. Note that, mashallah. Next we have yazra'ul fallahu. The farmer is planting. So we can say yazra'ul fallahu al-qamha. The farmer is planting al-qamha, which is what? The wheat. So al-qamha maf'ulun bih. Next we have yabnil banna'u. The builder is building what? Al-masjid, is building the mosque. Al-masjida, not al-masjidu. Next we have mazzaqal waladu. The boy tore up. What did he tear up? He tore up al-kitaba. Mazzaqal waladu al-kitaba. The boy tore up the book. So al-kitaba is coming as maf'ulun bih, mashallah. Next we have tahitul bintu. The girl is sewing. Sewing what? Tahitul bintu athawba. The girl is sewing the clothes. Next we have kasarul hawa'u. The wind or the air broke what? Az-zujaja, broke the bottle. The air broke the bottle. So az-zujaja maf'ulun bih. Next we have yanshurun najaru. Yanshurun najaru. The carpenter is displaying al-khashaba. We can say al-khashaba, which is the wood. The carpenter is displaying the wood. Next we have yabi'ul baqalu. Baqalu is the grocery man, the grocer, the one who sells grocery. We can say yabi'ul baqalu al-labana. The grocer is selling the milk. Al-labana, 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 al-labana. MashaAllah. Next we have Ghasalatil mar'atu. The girl washed, or the woman washed what? Al-malabisa. Washed the clothes. Washed the what? The clothes. So al-malabisa is coming as the maf'ulun bih. Hope you are following. Are you following? MashaAllah. Let's continue. Can we? Good. Let's continue. Tamrin al-rabi', the fourth exercise. The instruction says, Da' fa'ilan wa maf'ulan bihi لكل فعل من الأفعال الآتية. For the following verbs, the following are verbs. We have to place a subject, a fa'il, and an object, that is maf'ulun bih, in order to make a complete sentence with these verbs. These verbs are requiring a subject and also an object. Can we do this? Let's go. The first verb we have here is qata'a. Qata'a means he cut. We can say Qata'a Muhammadun al-habla. Muhammad cut the rope. We can see Muhammadun is the fa'il, the subject of the sentence, and al-habla is the maf'ul bih, which is the object. So that is complete. The next we have nadhafa. We can say nadhafa Hamidun thawbah. Hamid cleaned his clothes. So Hamid here is the fa'il and thawba is the maf'ulun bih, which is the object. Next we have akala. We can say akala Muhammadun at-ta'ama. Muhammad ate the food. The same Muhammad fa'ilun, at-ta'ama maf'ulun bih. And we can say the fa'il is ending with the dhamma, that is the nominative case, and the maf'ulun bih, which is the at-ta'ama, ends with mansub, the fatha. Then we have yahmilu. We can say yahmilu tilmizu al-hakibata. The student is carrying the bag. At-tilmizu al-hakibata. Yahmilu tilmizu al-hakibata. The next we have yagsilu. We can say yagsilu talibu al-malabisa. The student is washing the clothes or the clothes. So at-talibu fa'il, at al-malabisa maf'ulun bih. The next we have ihtarama. We can say ihtarama talibu al-mudarrisa. The student honored or respected the teacher. The student here is the fa'il and the teacher al-mudarris is the maf'ulun bih. The next we have aqaba. We can say aqaba al-mudarrisu at-taliba. The teacher punished the student. Al-mudarris here, which was previously the maf'ulun bih, is now acting as the subject fa'il, and the talib, which was previously the fa'il, is now acting in this sentence as the maf'ulun bih. And lastly we have yahfadhu. We can say yahfadhu talibu darsa. The student is memorizing his lesson. So al-talibu fa'il, the dars is what? MashaAllah, the maf'ulun bih. Moving on to Tamrinul Khamis, that's the fifth exercise. The instruction says, Ij'al ahad al-ismayn alladhayn bayna al-qawsayn fa'ilan wal-akhara maf'ulan bihi fi jumalin mufida. That in this parenthesis, we can see below there are parentheses. In each of them, we have two words. And these words are nouns. We are to make these two words into a complete sentence. Each of the sentences, choosing one of the nouns and using it to form the fa'il, to stand in the position of the fa'il, the subject, and the other in the position of the object. So each of these words, one of them should act as the subject of the sentence, that is the fa'il, and the other should act as the object, the maf'ulun bih. It has already been simplified. If we look through the parentheses, we see that each of the two words, one of them is already carrying the dhamma, which means it will serve as the fa'il, the subject, and the other is carrying the fatha, which means it will serve as the object. Can we go on? Let's go. The first we have al-waladu, then al-ma'a. So we can say yashrabul waladu al-ma'a. The boy is drinking the water. The next we have as-safinata al-hawau. So which of these should serve as the maf'ulun bih and which should serve as the fa'il? Of course, al-hawau should serve as the fa'il and the as-safinata should serve as the maf'ulun bih. So we can say irtajafa al-hawa'u as-safinata. Irtajafa al-hawa'u as-safinata, meaning the breeze or the wind displaced the ship. The wind shifted or shaking the ship. So al-hawa'u is the fa'il, as-safinata is the maf'ulun bih. The next we have ar-risalata, then al-khadimu. We can say yaktubul khadimu ar-risalata. This maid or the houseboy is writing the letter. The next we have al-hirru al-lahma. We can say al-hirru ya'kulu al-hirru al-lahma. The cat is eating the meat. The next we have al-ghazal al-asadu. We can say iftaras al-asadu al-ghazala. The lion pounced on the ghazal, that is the gazelle, or we can call it antelope. The next, sorry for that. The next we have at-tilmidhu ad-darsa. We can say yudhakiru at-tilmidhu ad-darsa. The student is revising his lesson. That is the end of Tamrinul Khamis, the fifth lesson, the fifth exercise. Moving on to Tamrinul Sadis, that is the sixth lesson. We have the instruction which says Hati arba'a jumalin yakunu al-maf'ulu bihi fil ula min al-insan wa fi thaniya min al-hayawan wa fi thalitha min al-nabat wa fi al-akhira min al-jamad. We have to form 5 sentences. The first of these sentences should have its object, the maf'ulun bih, as a human. And the next, the second one, this object should be an animal. And the third one, the object should be a plant. And lastly, the object should be a non-living thing. So we can say in the first one, we can say Daraba Aliyun Muhammadan. Ali beats Muhammad. So Muhammad, the name of a human, is acting as the object of this sentence, Muhammadan. The next, we can say Qatala Muhammadun al-hayyata. Muhammad killed the snake. So we can see snake, name of an animal, is acting as the object, the maf'ulu bihi, of this sentence. And the next, we can say hasad al-fallahu al-qamaha. The farmer harvested the wheat. Wheat, name of a plant, is acting as the object in this sentence. We say hasad al-fallahu al-qamha. And lastly, non-living thing, we can say kataba Hamidun ar-risalata. Hamid wrote a letter. Ar-risalata, which is the non-living thing, is acting as what? As the object of this sentence. MashaAllah. That is the end of Tamrinul Sadis. Let's move on to Tamrinul Finisha. That is Tamrinul Sabi', an exercise on composition. The first instruction we have Hati khamsa jumalin takunu kalimatul qamhi fi kullin minha maf'ulan bih. MashaAllah. Fi kullin minha maf'ulan bih. That we should form 5 sentences, making sure that the word al-qamha, which is wheat, is acting as maf'ulun bih, the object in each of these sentences. We can say number 1, zara al-fallahu al-qamha. The farmer planted the wheat. Number 2, we can say saqa al-fallahu al-qamha. The farmer watered or irrigated the wheat. Next, we can say Tahan al-fallahu al-qamha. The farmer milled the wheat. Next, we can say Akal al-fallahu al-qamha. The farmer ate the wheat. And lastly, we can say Ba al-fallahu al-qamha. The farmer sold the wheat. We can see in each of these sentences, the word al-qamha, name of a plant, is coming in the position of an object in these sentences. Moving to the number 2 under this Tamrinul Sabi', the instruction says Hati khamsa jumalin takunu kalimatul qutni fi kullin minha maf'ulan bih. That we should form 5 sentences. In each of the sentences, the word al-qutn, which is cotton, should come in the position of a maf'ulun bih, which is an object. Can we move on? Yes. Number 1, we can see Zara'a Muhammadun al-qutna. Muhammad planted the cotton. Number 2, we can see Saqa Muhammadun al-qutna. Muhammad irrigated the cotton. Number 3, we can see Jana Muhammadun al-qutna. Muhammad harvested the cotton. Number 4, we can see Ba'a Muhammadun al-qutna. Muhammad sold the cotton. And lastly, we can see Ishtara Tajiru al-qutna. The trader bought the cotton. This is the end of this tamrin. We can see in this one the word al-qutn, which is cotton, is coming as maf'ul bih in each of them. Now moving on to tamrinun fil i'rab, which is exercise in grammatical analysis, as we have done in the previous lesson. We are going to be analyzing in this exercise each of the words of these sentences. Namudhaj, we have a sample given to us to serve as guide. The first sentence says Hamal al-jamalu al-hataba. The camel carried the wood. The camel carried the wood. The first word hamala, what is its grammatical position? We can say fi'lun madi. It is a past tense, fi'lun madi. Then al-jamalu is fa'ilun marfu'un, the object ending with the nominative case dumma, fa'ilun marfu'un. Then al-hataba, which is the wood, is maf'ulun bihi mansub, which is the object ending with the accusative case fatha. MashaAllah. Another sample given to us is ya'kulu dhi'bu ashata. The wolf is eating the goats. So ya'kulu is fi'lun mudari'un, a present tense, and adhi'bu is fa'ilun marfu'un. Fa'ilun marfu'un, that is the subject ending in the nominative case dhamma. Then we have lastly ashata, which is goat, maf'ulun bihi mansubun, an object ending in the accusative case. That's all. Now let's solve the exercise beneath. We have a'rib al-jumlatayn al-atiyatain. Solve the following sentence, these two following sentences. The first says Sada al-gulamu samakatan. The boy hunted or fished. The boy hunted a fish. So Sada is what? Failun madi, a past tense. And al-gulamu is acting as the subject, so we say fa'ilun marfu'un, subject ending in nominative case. Then samakatan is the maf'ulun bihi, it is the object of the sentence, so we say maf'ulun bihi mansubun. And number 2, we have tajma'ul bintu al-azharo. Tajma'ul bintu al-azharo. The girl is gathering the flowers. So tajma'u fi'lun mudari'un. How do we know it's a fi'lun mudari? Because it begins with ta'un. And ta'un is one of those 4 letters that are called the ahruful mudari'ah, the letters of the present tense. So we have them as hamza, nun, ya, and ta is one of them. So tajma'u fi'lun mudari'un. Then al-bintu is the subject of the sentence, the performer of the action. So we say al-bintu fa'ilun marfu'un. Yes. And lastly, al-azharo. It ends with fatha, therefore it is the object of the sentence. So we say al-azharo maf'ulun bihi mansubun. With this, we come to the end of this lesson. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us understanding. As always, do make sure you revise, speak the little you have learned, and put into practice some of the grammatical laws and rules you have learned. As you practice, so it will become stick to your brain. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.